Hey guys, it's Miss Miller. I'm just going to use this video to quickly show you how to graph a dual line plot in Excel online for those of you using Office 365, and I'm also going to show you how to graph it in Google Sheets. So depending on what you're using, here are two options for graphing. There are many more, but these are the two I would recommend. And Greenville, you guys are definitely using Excel. Tops, you guys might end up using Google Sheets. So the first half of this video is going to be for Excel online, and the second half will be for Google Sheets. So just go where you need to go. First here, I'm just going to show you how to kind of set it up. So our data for our lab was position here. Oh gosh. And we want to make sure we have our units here in our column labels. And then I've already widened these so I know that they're going to fit. We had scale reading 1. The units for that was grams. A little g is fine, but we haven't really went over those units yet, so I'm just writing grams there. And we have scale reading 2 with grams. And I'm just going to put some bogus data here. Position 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Of course, you will have all the way to 100. And I'm going to have 1, 10, let's see, 2, delete that. I'm just putting in some bogus data really quick so I can show you how to graph, because the purpose is not for me to graph this for you, it's for you to graph it. So 9, 8, 7, 6. So, okay. There we go. So once you have everything in, you want to make sure that you have your variable with, you want to make sure you have the variable with the appropriate unit. So our variables are scale readings and position. Now, we haven't went over independent and dependent variables, but in this case, what I control is the independent variable, and I controlled the location or the position of the mass, and the scale readings depended on where I controlled it. So this is going to be my independent axis title. Let's go ahead and just highlight all of this. Now we tell Excel what we want to do with it. I want Excel to insert a chart. So hopefully your screen looks like mine. I usually don't use Excel online. I always use the desktop app, but they're pretty similar. Okay, we're telling Excel what we want it to do. We want it to insert a chart, and I always want to use a scatter plot. So hopefully this is going to give us what we want. Nice. Now what you can do with this scatter plot, you can go down to this drop down menu here, and you can have it connect your dots if you want to. Totally up to you. But this is missing some stuff. We're missing an axis title here and an axis title here, and we need a better chart title. So that's where you come up here. I'm going to go to axis titles. My horizontal axis title, that is my position. In centimeters, you want to put the variable with the unit. So that's going to be the position. And our vertical axis here, that was the scale readings. So I'll need to make sure, axis titles, that I go to my vertical axis. I want a rotated title, and I want it to say scale readings in grams. Okay, let's click OK. We might not want to actually press enter because then it might put too much space here. Okay, we have our scale reading, we have our position. Now we need to fix this chart title. Normally, I know on the desktop app you can just click this chart title and type on it, but for some reason online it's not wanting. Now if you want to work in the desktop app, right here, open in desktop app. I'm going to go to chart title, edit chart title. And instead of it saying chart title, let's name it something that works for our lab. So this was scale lab, whatever we want to name it. And there we go. We have a nice graph. Now you do have the option of graphing by hand if you want, but you know, this saves time and looks prettier. So you do have this as an option. Now let's quickly go to Google Sheets. It's the same thing. I'm not going to delete this data because it's the same data that I typed into the other one, the exact same way you type it in. For Excel sheets, it's pretty nice. You highlight what you want. You tell Excel what you want to insert. It's a little different. We want to insert a chart. Ooh, okay. This is what it comes up with automatically, which I'm not a super fan of. I don't like this. Scale rating 1 gram, scale rating 2. So let's look at, I'm going to try to change my view here. Let's look over here at this right taskbar because this is stuff that's changing. All right. We have the right chart type, and it looks like we can turn those into lines if we want. We don't want a smooth line. Okay, I don't see an option to just connect those. I'm not as good with Google Sheets. You guys are probably better than me with Google Sheets. I do know that this chart title, I was able to, let's see if Customize will do it. Chart and Axis titles. Okay, so you just kind of got to figure out. So title text, I want this to be Scale Lab. And I want that centered across the top. Okay, that's nice. We want a horizontal axis. Treat labeled as text. What does that do? I don't know what that did. Still not sure what's happening. Okay. Vertical axis, show axis line, treat labels as text, scale factor. Okay, guys. I don't see where you can just go in and type this. So, I would like you to have a vertical axis here. Of course, we don't necessarily need it because we have this legend right here. If you can get it, do that and tell me how you did it. So again, my Greenville students, you should not be using Google Sheets. Okay, my top students, you probably will use Google Sheets because I know it's available with your TOPS email because that's a Gmail account. So if you have Excel, then I would suggest using Excel. I'm much better at Excel. If you don't, then Google Sheets is an option that you have for graphing. So this is how you're going to graph your data for your lab.